Welcome to our Literacy Night. My name is Heather Burgess and I teach kindergarten.
Hi, my name is Caldia Racine and I teach first grade.
We're so excited you could join us. Tonight we're going to be going over a reading comprehension strategy that we use in kindergarten and in first grade.
So we will be focusing on the 5-finger retell, and we want you to keep this in mind when we're reading a story aloud to you. The first finger that we use is the characters, and then the setting, the problem, the events, and the ending or the solution to the problem. So I want to make sure that you're paying attention so that we can model it in more detail later.
We're going to start by reading our story, Pete the Cat, Too Cool for School. It is by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete the cat wants to look cool. He asks everyone, "What should I wear?" "Wear your yellow shirt," his mom says. "It's my favorite." So Pete does.
Wear your red shirt, Pete's friend Marty says. It is my favorite. So Pete does. Wear your blue shirt, Pete's brother Bob says. It is my favorite. So Pete does.
Wear your long pants, Pete's teacher says. They are my favorite. So Pete does. Wear your shorts with the fish, Pete's friend Callie says. They are my favorite. So Pete does.
Wear the polka dot socks, the bus driver says. They are my favorite. So Pete does. Wear the cowboy boots, Grumpy Toad says. They are my favorite. So Pete does.
Wear the tie with the stripes, Emma says. It is my favorite. So Pete does. Wear your baseball hat, his coach says. It is my favorite. So Pete does.
Pete puts on all the clothes. Does he look cool? No, Pete looks silly. He also feels very hot.
Pete goes home. He changes his clothes. He puts on his shirt. He puts on his pants. Pete puts on his favorite socks. Pete puts on his favorite shoes. Pete puts on his sunglasses. Pete says, "Now I am cool."
If you want to be cool, just be you. All right, so now that we have finished our story, we want to go back to our 5-finger retell strategy. So the first finger that we focus on is the main character. So in the story, Pete the Cat, Too Cool for School, the main character is our friend Pete the Cat.
Our next one that we focus on is our setting. This book has 2 settings. When we start out in the story, Pete the Cat is at home. So that is our first setting. Pete the Cat then goes to school and talks to his bus driver and his teacher. At the end of the book, Pete the Cat goes back home.
All right, and the third finger is our problem. And in this story, there's actually 2 problems. The first problem at the beginning of the story is Pete didn't know what to wear, that he had to do something that I'm not going to give away yet. And then the second problem is that after he put on all of his friends' clothes, he was too hot, and he thought he did not look cool at all.
The fourth finger that we talk about is our events, or we also call it our beginning, middle, and end of the story. At the beginning of the story, Pete was at home and didn't know what to wear. In the middle of the story, Pete talked to his friends and his teacher and the bus driver and asked them what he should wear, and he put on all these silly clothes. At the end of the story, Pete saw that he looked silly and he put on his favorite clothes so he could look cool.
And then the last finger, our last finger is actually the ending, or also we call it the solution to the problem. And in this case, the solution is that Pete decided to wear the clothes that were his favorite at the very end. And he learned that he just needs to be himself, and that is how he will feel cool. So now we have shared a way that a reading strategy we use in kindergarten and in first grade. And we want to also share how, after you read, we can also tie what we read into our writing and writing about what we think about the books that we read.
In kindergarten, after we read a story, we want to think about what we liked about the story or did not like about the story. So we'll say, my favorite part of Pete the Cat, Too Cool for School is, and finish the sentence. Or I did not like Pete the Cat, Too Cool for School because, and give a reason. We also would like for kindergartners to draw a picture of what they read and try to label that picture.
In first grade, when we are focusing on our opinion, we want to, first things first, is write our opinion or our topic sentence. So that would be where they would say either, I like Pete the Cat, Too Cool for School because, or I did not like Pete the Cat, Too Cool for School. So that's their first sentence. Then after that, we want to make sure that they've included a reason. Why did they think that? Why did they like the book, or why did they not like the book? And in first grade, the last thing that we ask them to do is write a closing sentence where we wrap it all up. And that's actually where we just restate our opinion and we tell them what we actually thought. So thank you so much for being here with us. We hope that you learned something new, and we look forward to seeing all the great ways that your kids are reading and writing at home and at school.
And thank you, and please make sure you try this strategy with your child. Bye.